second to last trade. And then last night, we entered another trade right here between 95 to 93, and it hit all targets as well. So if you really were on top of things, you would have been able to, on this very move, have had multiple entries at different regions of the entire impulse that we had. I know I caught them all because, of course, we were holding these positions and we re-entered because they looked extremely bullish. And folks, what a trade, what a movement that we're seeing market-wide, BTC, Ethereum, XRP, the absolute works. So really excited about all of that, folks. So I hope a lot of you guys were able to catch it. I've been seeing a lot of messages from you guys in regards to, of course, the results that you guys are starting to obtain in regards to the boot camp and everything that it is that you're learning, and I'm really, really excited about that. So this is what I'm going to do. Since, of course, we were fresh out of the boot camp, my goal is on these technical analysis sessions to start showing you what I think the market's going to start doing here in the next couple of days and, of course, weeks. But at the same time, I like to cover setups that were taken and the reason why they're being taken. All right. So let's reset here. And before, so you guys could learn, because this is very educational, we'll start it off over here. So give me a second here. This session will be pretty much all educational, everybody. I don't expect any live trades whatsoever. So just a big disclaimer as of right now. Sweet deal. Alrighty. So why did I take this setup is the big question. Well, let's start off with our top-down analysis that we've been going through, of course, on the bootcamp. Weekly, not really sharing much. The weekly, monthly, not saying much. The 3-day, the daily. We could probably start seeing some live here at the daily. The daily, we could start to kind of map a couple things out, right? We could draw our trend lines and we could get an idea of a structure that price is starting to generally form. Here we are on the 12-hour chart, same data, same information, and what really I want you guys to kind of point out is that not on XRP, so this setup was a little bit different. I liked XRP's structure, but I actually married it as well with what I was seeing with BTC. As you guys all know, BTC is most of the time a big decision maker in regards to, of course, if the market is going to rally or if the market is going to sell off, right? So if we look at, for example, the 4-hour chart, the 4-hour chart was just showing us what could have been multiple different types of structures. This could have been an overall big bearish flag. This could overall be an ascending triangle, a descending triangle, a symmetrical triangle, the absolute works. What made me want to long this structure? Well, if we drop it down to the hour, we really start to get a little bit more data as to what was really going on in this vicinity. We have the larger macro structure right here in the yellow lines, right? But if you look at the hourly, right when I sent this trade, this was last night at about 1 in the morning. 1 in the morning this trade was sent. And the reason being, if you actually look at the structure that price was starting to form, we were flagging very, very nicely on XRP on the hourly. Now, typically these setups don't have to go that way. And what I mean by that is they don't have to technically break out. Just because we are in, for example, a bullish flag or a bearish flag doesn't mean that it technically has to be a bearish move or a bullish move. It's just a piece of confluence. I never just trade structure in general just because. All right, so I wanted to cover that. So if we look at here, we had a nice little bullish flag that we were starting to form. You could also see it a little bit more clearly here on the 15-minute. And since we caught those 92.90 entries, if we actually pull up our Fibonacci, you could kind of take a note that this is a different type of setup. This isn't us catching a reversal and going up. This is us anticipating a breakout and catching the move north. So this is really just price action in regards to this setup. My analysis was really simple, to be frank. There wasn't a textbook amount of confluence levels. It was more of that original level that we've had here that we've been trading, right? So if you kind of delete everything and we go back to the 4-hour chart, you'll start to see something that I'm chatting about as of right now. All right, we go to the parallel channel tool. We go right there. There it is. Here we go. So I want you guys to understand a couple things, all right? If you're here, yes, the boot camp is in the favorite sessions, correct. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are learning a lot. Sweet deal. Let's see. When do I sleep? Honestly, I'm always on the charts. always. I love it. Late night, early morning, the works. I don't typically send positions that late at 1 in the morning, but the market was just screaming. It was screaming all around for a massive movement that was about to happen, and that's why we actually took that position. Let me see. So here we are, everyone. So what's really important is the structure, and we have resistance, pivot, support. One more time. Resistance, pivot, support. And if you could tell what price started to do, there was no Fibonacci. So for those of you that are asking yourself, well, Nick, what made you want to take this position? It was no Fibonacci's whatsoever. Fibonacci was really just telling us that we are reclaiming the 382. That's all there was. There was really nothing Fibonacci related in regards to the setup. So that's why when I teach you guys the boot camp or when we do technical analysis, you can't marry, okay? We can't marry a tool, a indicator, because if it's like, if I take that away from you, are you still going to be able to spot a position in the market? Y'all with me? That's how I want you to think about trading, right? Sometimes EMAs are not a part of your trading. Sometimes Fibonacci's are not part of your trading. But if I take that away from your arsenal, are you still going to be an accurate and successful trader? See, that's kind of the mindset that I want you guys to have, because, for example, I love using Fibonacci, but I understood that in this specific setup, there is no Fibonacci. There was no confluence. There was really nothing to do with Fib here, at least for me and how I took this position as to why I wanted to take this trade. All right. So what were my confluence? What was the reason that I wanted to take this zone? All right. Well, first of all, our buys were from 95 to 93. We didn't get any of the lower entries. We actually just managed to get the top. I let you guys all know on Telegram that I filled as well. And this thing just ran away instantly. The second it was sent, it was running in pips. And I also advise and let you guys all know that, hey, an extra added 50 pips on top of the entry just in case this thing really does run, and it did. So I'm glad a lot of you guys were able to follow instructions in doing so. All right. So watch over here. All right. So we got structure over here, yellow line, resistance, pivot, support. And what I want you guys to see is we reclaimed the pivot. Price, impulse, pullback, impulse, and now we've retested. We have reclaimed the pivot level. And if you look to our left, look what the pivot level has caused. Resistance, resistance, support, support, resistance, resistance, support, resistance. Y'all see that? So whenever an asset reclaims a level, most likely it will use it as support. So if, for example, if you were using Fibonacci, you were probably waiting, I don't know, maybe for the 618 to be met again, or maybe you were going to wait for the 786, expecting that this thing was going to break down. But you can't always trade the market that way. You have to be versatile, all right? And this is an incredible example to share with you guys on how we caught it in a little bit different trading style as to what we typically do. All right, so here we had our 4-hour candle. Here we are on the 1-hour chart. And as we drop it to the 1-hour chart, I want to kind of show you guys a couple things. We'll throw up the EMAs, both on 4-hour and also on the 1-hour. See, here for the first time, I did use the EMA. Typically, when you start seeing a coiling of MAs like this, right? You see how the 50, the 100, the 20, the 200 price was little by little trying to creep up and break through. What this is, it could be an EMA crossover as a trigger. This, to me, signaled here on that 1 hour chart that we were definitely headed into some really strong impulse. If you were to actually draw up, what we had here, we had a nice little bullish flag that we were starting to form. And I was expecting, based off the reclaim of the pivot, the EMA crossover, the bullish flag, and the price action on the 15-minute chart, all gave me the reason to take this position and buy, right? So a little bit different of the setup, and that's why you have to be versatile, everybody. Very, very important. And as you could see, if we were to play the setup, that's where we were able to enter right there, and we eventually had a massive breakout. It not only broke the bullish flag, it broke the overall structure of the market, and at the same time broke resistance. And it hit our take profit to the T, everybody. Our TP3 was $1.06, and it went to $1.68 for about an 1100 pip move. Now, if we were to see where the market currently is, right, let's exit this. If we were to see where the market currently is, right now, we're trying to now hold this resistance level as a potential level to hold to see if we could get another impulse. But this is what I'm seeing now. Let's take away EMAs. Did everyone understand why I took the setup? And this is what's very, very likely that we are currently in, all right? Impulse, retracement, impulse, possible. We've already had a pullback. Actually, yeah, we have. Already had a pullback. And now we have to see, is this last leg going to take us to the top of this over here head resistance? So let's kind of just make this a little bit easier to the eye, right? So if we were to measure price, typically, we have a double, right? So if we were talking measured move on this fifth wave up, price potentially, if we were to measure price, should take us to match that overhead resistance on this next leg to about $1.25. Now, I do think that's a little overextended according to our Elliott wave theory, but it is what we're going off of, and for now, what I'm seeing currently. So we just started our first leg from this reversal, first impulse, second impulse. I would not like us to lose this prior head resistance that we have right here. If we lose it, it'll be a little bit different of an Elliott wave. Elliott wave can still play out. There's different types of Elliott wave patterns, but our typical pattern would be to at least hold that prior impulse on that first leg. And what's good is we also have a resistance level right here also to match. So if we do manage to just creep and hold here, that'll be fantastic. If not, I expect the green box to hold as potential support to then lead us into this final leg and then take us back down, right, to that A, B, C correction. And then impulse again, or the market could decide to push back lower or to creep back up. But I'm giving you guys some structure, some Elliott waves, so you guys could kind of piece things together because it's starting to make a lot of sense right now, all right? Saw the call 30 minutes late and it was already past your point, so I didn't get in. Should I have? Honestly, I give you the parameters so you know exactly when to enter, and if anything, I let everybody know to enter no farther than 50 pips in profit. If not, it would have been a little bit more riskier of a setup. Fantastic. So this is the Elliott wave that I expect price to do. If we start now kind of, actually, let's keep that up to actually time this. Time-based Fibonacci. Here we are, everyone. So if we go from low to high, that's pretty crazy, ain't it? So we did 0 to 1, and on the 5, we peaked. You seen that? See over here. Maybe you're not catching it perfectly. On the 5 count, we peaked. Let's delete time-based Fibonacci and kind of go over. Let me just move. Can I move all this? I just want to get this last measure to move. So we're expecting. Boom. That's what we're expecting. I'm going to kind of remove this off the chart to get a little bit better measured move. Sweet deal. So this would be from low now to high. So if we were to see another impulse, we could expect price to do this in about, I think that'd be a little too soon, but the 4th of October, according to time. According to time, with this wick, let's see. I mean, that's the beauty about trading. You know, it's you could practice. And I practice still this day, every single day. So that is an idea where potentially October 4th, if this Elliott wave theory measured move in time want to meet, we could expect a $1.25, which would be a very drastic, very intense impulse. I want to grab this now from the low of this move to the high and see where the 2 and the 3 will potentially land. So either October 5th. Okay, gotcha. If you're not understanding quite what I'm covering right now, I highly recommend that you guys go through the boot camp because it'll really give you guys some clarity. So for now, this is all theory, everybody. This is purely speculation of course, this potential movement. For all we know, this is, you know, this could be right here resistance, and it doesn't let us really make the impulse or break above. So for now, we will wait and see, because what price could easily do here, you have to keep in mind, there is Elliott waves within Elliott waves within Elliott waves, and some of you guys might not understand that, but kind of visualize here with me, okay? Kind of don't lose yourself here. This could have been the first, the second, right? This one's a little bit uglier, and the 5th wave, right? This is also has a lot of potential, right? This is another wave. And if you kind of see off based off Fibonacci's, this would potentially make sense. Because if we draw our fib levels, this was the 618 from the first impulse. This anchor then from here was the, we're grabbing from low to high. And now, instead of it being the 618 like it was here, right now we are utilizing the 50. You see that? Resistance was caught here at the 50. So if price wants to continue, I'm showing you different types of theories that we could have, right? This would be, man, that'd be a little drastic, but this is the bearish theory of things, right? Bearish theory. That could then take us to about 50 cents, which I don't think so, but I want you guys to practice. Always practice both biases. Always have an open mind to the market. Trade at what you see, not what you want. Don't force. And always have both biases relatively, you know, to mind, because it's really, really important. For those of you guys asking about brokers, educators are not allowed to disclose brokers. So if your question's not being answered, it's just because educators cannot answer you. Okay. So in regards to that question in specific, any other questions, depending on what it is, we could definitely cover. All right. So that is XRP, everybody. I kind of wanted to share with you guys a little bit also about BTC and what I was seeing on the chart. I left this, I think it was Monday session or Wednesday session, based off time Fibonacci. You guys remember I was saying that we were going to expect a large move right here, and we didn't get it. We didn't get it to the T. We were a little bit short. 3 days late, I guess you could say, and we didn't quite make the move at that specific time. But you could see how important time-based Fibonacci is, and it could give you that idea of where price can kind of sit at a level and expect based off time where it does turn. Right there, we had the 1.618. And this is why it's so important when we cover the, in the boot camp, everybody uses, different things. 1.414, right? Let's kind of look at the 1.414. The 1.414, look how accurate it was. It would have gotten really close to the turn. If we would have switched it up, for example, to the 50, and we'd have put 1.382, which is a fib level as well. A little bit early on the move. Let's see, the 1.618 was already late. We could also do 1.50. This isn't a Fibonacci number, but it measures time, right? And it would have been a little bit early, a little late as well. But I want to share with you guys why I also took that XRP trade. And I'm always monitoring both ETH and BTC. So, I kid you not, to trade one pair in the crypto markets, personally, I look at 3 different pairs. I like to see where Bitcoin is. I like to see where Ethereum is before I take an XRP position. Very, very important. It is very rarely that you will see, XRP trade on its own or ETH make a move on its own. It's not unlikely, but it's very rarely, especially in this type of market that we're currently on. So I want to show you guys something that I saw here before the big impulse. And I'd love for you guys to be able to kind of help. Folks, what type of divergence is this? Help me out here. What type of divergence is this? I hope you guys can help me out here. All right. I want some, and this will give you a clean picture. What type of divergences? Is it regular? Is it hidden? Is it bullish? Or is it bearish? Let's see, folks. Come on. I want you guys to participate. And even if you get it wrong, I just want you to kind of be present, because this could really start to help you out. Let's see. We got regular bullish, hidden downtrend. Don't know what you mean by there. Hidden bearish, liquidity. Okay, so some of you guys are maybe a little bit confused. Right now we're talking about divergence, okay? And right now we're talking about if it's either bullish, bearish, hidden, or regular. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, make sure that you guys go to the boot camp under RSI trading. Folks, this is hidden bullish divergence. So XRP on the RSI didn't really give us a good direction, right? On the RSI in regards to XRP didn't really, the RSI wasn't really saying much, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. At least prior when we were here back in the zone. So I wanted to look at, just the RSI around the market. I wanted to get an idea what was Bitcoin saying, because, XRP is pretty dependent on price. Not always, but I kind of want to get a state of the market of Bitcoin. And if you can see here on the trend line, we had a higher low on price, and in the stochastic or the oscillator, we had a lower low. You see that? So that indicates hidden bullish divergence, which means that there is a continuation of trend. One more time. Hidden divergence, whether it's bearish or bullish, indicates a continuation of trend. So on the 4 hour it wasn't as clean, but on the 1 hour it was. On the 1 hour, I don't remember if I was on the 15 minute, 30 minute as well, and on the I don't think we got it as well on the 15-minute. It was really just on the 30-minute and on the hourly. And look how beautifully it played out. Yes, this was also a bullish flag, but I was using the RSI as an indicator to generate what? Confluence, right? So as you could see here on the hourly, we're extremely overbought, where it's very likely for some profit taking here in this vicinity. Probably pull back price, I don't know, 45,000 or so is very, very likely. So let's cover BTC here really quickly, everybody. I'm still very bullish in the market per se. We are now, overhead resistance is right here. And I'm very sure if we go to the DCX harmonics, my computer is very, very slow today. Very strange. Full battery too, that's weird. So if we were a seller, right, we want to short the market, where would we be shorting from? There we go. So we're currently at the 883 and the 786. If we throw up any MAs, I don't believe we got any MAs above price here that I know of. So this is really good because now price all around is MAs are underpriced. However, that doesn't mean now that there's no rejection potentially here with the MAs. What we're seeing here is that price can potentially then fall back to these MAs and utilize them as support. So MAs right now are really non-important in my opinion. On the 4-hour, we're overbought, folks. 73, and we have some divergence. Look at this. We got a higher high with, on price, a lower high. So can anyone help me? What type of divergence is this? All right, price, okay, let's kind of get an idea here. Price created a lower high. Who can help me out here? This is key. This is a key one right here. And we might be seeing a harmonic pattern, so there might be an opportunity to potentially short the market here. We are seeing a lower high in price and a higher high on the oscillator, the RSI, on the 4-hour chart. That's a big one. Get in there in the chat. Let me know, guys. Is it hidden? Is it regular? What are we seeing? Let me get back in that go live. Man, some of you guys are practicing. Okay, I like that. Yes, folks, this is hidden bearish divergence. Correct. Hidden bearish divergence. So right here, we got on the 4H, hidden bearish divergence. Sweet deal. So if hidden pretty much states that it is a continuation of the trend, well, folks, what is the current trend? The current trend is this, right? This is what so far the trend has been. So I'm not saying that price is going to go down to zero. I'm just saying that according to the 4-hour chart, there is a potential continuation. So if we were, regardless if we're a buyer or a seller, right here, there is the optimal confluence to not buy, but potentially sell. If we look at the 1-hour chart, we're overbought. If we look at the 4-hour chart, we have hidden bearish divergence. On the 6-hour, let's see if we got anything on the daily. Daily, we really don't have anything. Nothing yet, so it's really just a 4-hour. And the reason I pulled up the DCX harmonics is because look how all around the patterns here are starting to print bearish setups. So we got EOS set up for a sell. We got Phil set it up for a sell. We have, let's see right here, BNB setting up for a sell on the 30-minute. This one, this harmonic pattern didn't go our way. This BTC USD setup here on the 30-minute, beautiful here on the 30-minute. Let's go on the hourly, see if we got anything that's lining up. BNB. Nothing on the daily and nothing on the 15-minute. So no harmonic pattern yet that the DCX harmonic has pulled up, but I could already see that we're starting to generate a pattern, right? So here, what's possible, right? What's potentially possible? Let's say we were to short here, and this is really large risk. So I think we could still potentially run up a little bit more and kind of test this overhead resistance. But there's the possibility, according to the bias that we just saw, that, you know, we could run back down to at least, you know, let's say 44,000 or so, right? Because as you see, we had an impulse, chop, 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 impulse. So either we're going to chop, 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 roll over, or chop, 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 pull back, and continuation. So for now, folks, I'm pretty much all out of the market, personally. Yeah, I'm not here to tell you I'm an expert based off harmonic patterns. Not at all. But I'm telling you that based off the confluence in how I trade, there's the very high likelihood potential that we pull back a little bit. If maybe we get one more rip up and test these highs and then see a potential, we could even go as low as 44 or high 43,000s. Okay? I actually want to see, where is that 50 EMA? So what's going to trigger it on the scalper is when we cross right here on 46,000. So right now, if we delete everything, this is what we're setting up. So far, we're forming an M pattern. So typically, these break down like this, right? Or, see, there's a lot could be happening here. Or what we're doing is a really ugly bullish flag, I guess. Right. There's the other potential outlook, right? And it's looking like there's still some gas in the tank in the market. So that's why I'm not in any buys or sell. Everything's already taken us out of the market with our targets. But folks, that's BTC. ETH, similar. The reason I'm not covering all these pairs is because they all really left a similar print. XRP probably the only one that really pulled back. There was a big hype around XRP saying that the lawsuit got settled, but it was actually a fake article. So I wouldn't say that caused price to fly. It was probably just price in itself, price action, technical analysis, but that could have probably also helped. But so far we peaked at $1.06 and now we're trading here at $1.02. But all right, everybody, all around, really nothing has changed. We have Nobility at 4.6, still at that structure of support. We got Superbit at $1.88. I think it's still an incredible accumulation level, and Atari's still sitting at about 5 cents or so. So, folks, we are waiting. We are waiting. For those of you, did anybody go on non-leverage on the exchange and get yourself some XRP as I sent that trade on the exchange idea? You are sitting at about 14 and we peaked at about 18%. So I hope that you guys were able to take that, all right? We were accumulating XRP from 90 to about 80 cents. All right, y'all? Well, hey, everybody, it's been a pleasure. We've had an incredible week so far. This is my only Instagram, all right? I will catch you guys all Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, if not Sunday at 11 a.m. In Spanish. And folks, we started off October with a big bang. And hopefully we start seeing that volume already. New month is already kicking in. A lot of funds, a lot of volume, a lot of money is moving in. So definitely some big impulse. So congratulations, everybody, for those of you guys that have been able to accumulate here on the exchange and that were able to take these positions. Other than that, everyone, have a great rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. I'll catch you guys all on the next session. Take care now, everybody.